everybody, welcome to Boost Your Bootcamp, Boost Your Bookings Bootcamp. My name is Kitty and today we're doing a stretch of 4 days where I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how you can get more bookings, how you can become more visible as a performer, and just how you can get better paid jobs flowing to you. Okay, so I'm doing this week because this week is our 5th birthday of when I started the Successful Showgirl. So I started the Successful Showgirl back in 2020 in lockdown when I was bored and I didn't have anything to do, and I was a professional performer, so there was no work going on, and I also taught burlesque and circus skills, and obviously I couldn't do any of that during lockdown. So every day, to stop me from going mad, I did one live a day where I just talked to new performers about how they can get more bookings and how they could basically become more professional as a performer. And it grew and grew and grew and grew. Started off with about 10 people in the group, I think, and now like there's 2,000 of you in this group. So it's grown and grown and grown over the years. But essentially I started it because I wanted a safe space for you guys to be able to come and to learn and to be able to ask the questions that you might not necessarily be able to ask in a lot of the other groups. Okay, so this week I'm going back to my original roots of what I used to do, and I'm going to do one live a day talking about important things that you need to know as a performer to get more bookings. Okay, so this week is really going to be centered around attraction marketing. Okay, so if you guys don't know what attraction marketing is how I market myself as a performer. I use attraction marketing because, and I'll explain what it is in a minute, but I use it because it means that I get people coming to me and offering me jobs rather than me having to send off endless applications or do loads of auditions or whatever. The jobs flow into me, and I do it in a really, really specific way, very much focusing on my social media, because I can do that from home. It's nice and easy, don't have to go anywhere, but also incorporating in things like going to events, going to workshops and stuff like that to get to know people and to meet people, and so that people know the kind of person that I am. So today's session of attraction marketing is going to start with you and your brand. Okay, so what is your brand as a performer? Okay, your brand isn't logos. People often think that brand means I need a logo, I need certain colours, blah blah blah. That's not your brand. Your brand is what you're teaching other people to think about you as a performer. Okay, so what do you want future bookers to think about you? Because that is how you attract similar people. For example, when I started out, I wanted to do very like mainstream corporate burlesque. I wasn't really interested in doing like neo burlesque or shows. It's not really my jam. I'm more, I just want to be a pretty showgirl. That is just my thing. Okay, so I really orchestrated my branding to show that that's what I wanted to do. So obviously I did all the other things. I did like neo burlesque stuff. I did like little working men's club bookings. I did like little pubs and clubs and things like that, but that they weren't the jobs I wanted. So the jobs I really wanted were the big glamorous jobs, the ones in theatres, the ones at big corporate events. So whenever I did one of those jobs, they were the ones that I used all my footage and all my pictures on my social media to portray that that was the kind of performer that I am, and that is what I want to get booked for. All right, the same thing for the very first person that booked me, Zelda. She was very much a rock burlesque performer, so her look and her aesthetic was very, very rocky. All her stuff was very rocky, and she on her Instagram would portray that. She wasn't putting up pictures or reels of the corporate stuff that she did because she liked doing the rock shows. She wanted to be seen as that person so that bands would come to her first because she was seen as the authority in that niche. Does that make sense? So you want to be showing what you want to get booked for, and that doesn't mean you can't do the other things or you can't have the odd like picture or reel of the different stuff that you do, but it's really, really important that you consider, one, what kind of performer you want to be. Obviously, like I keep saying, you could be multiple different hats, but if you are going to do that, then you'll have to do that in a specific way. You'll have to show that you have lots of different characters and things like that. Someone that does that really, really well is someone called Velma Von Bon Bon. She has lots of different specific characters, and they're all very like niche in her hosting. If you get a chance, go on her Instagram and have a little look at the different characters that she has, so that you can see when she's dressed in a certain costume, she's that character. When she's dressed in another costume, she's that character. It's still dead clear what her niches are, okay? So you need to start looking at what other performers are doing as well. How are they portraying what their niche is? So today, I want you to really sit down and think about what your brand is all about. Firstly, what your aesthetic is. Secondly, what kind of performer you are. Are you somebody who is suited to festivals? Are you somebody who's suited to burlesque shows? Are you somebody who's suited to a circus? Are you somebody who's suited to cruise ships? Are you somebody who's suited to pubs and clubs if you're a singer? Or are you someone who's suited to corporate? Like, who are you? Yeah, because when you do all the things, you don't really attract anybody, okay? If you niche down, you're more likely to become the go-to person for that niche. Like, I can name off the top of my head, if I think about like rock performers, like I just said, Zelda. If I had like some kind of rock gig coming up, that would be someone that I would choose. If I had some kind of classic showgirl thing coming up, then I'd pick somebody like Miss Baby Daisy, because she fits that classic showgirl aesthetic. Yeah, like those people have clearly made a niche for themselves in that area, and you know that they are the go-to person for that kind of thing. If I was gonna choose fire, there's like loads of people that I would choose, but I choose different people for different reasons. In fire performing, there's people who are corporate looking, there's people who have really good vapes trick skills, there's people who have amazing breathing skills, there's people who do big props, there's people who do choreographed stuff, and all of those people can probably do all of the things, but they have a specific niche. Like Georgia, that's in this group, her niche is fire breathing. Like, she can do all the things, but her thing that people go to her for is that when people want a skilled fire breather, and people know that she's the go-to person for that. So you need to start thinking about what are you the go-to for. Secondly, your brand really has to show not just your unique skills and talents like we just talked about, but also it needs to show your values. Like, what do you stand for? Who are you as an artist? Like, what are you trying to get across when you do your acts? Like, do you have specific values that you are really strong on? For example, my values are, I'm like a really strong socialist, okay? So I really believe that everybody should be treated fairly, everyone should be paid a living wage, all those kind of things. So if there's a producer who I know doesn't do those things, and they have like conflicting views with me, and they're quite right-wing and stuff like that, am I going to work for them? No, I'm not, okay? They've repelled me, and that's fine. They can have their people who work for them, and I'll work for the people that I want to work with. Attraction marketing works both ways. You attract the people who are people that are like you to want to book you, but it also will repel the people who don't have the same values, and that's a great thing as well. I don't want to get to a gig and realise I'm working for someone who doesn't like someone who's opinionated, somebody who has got a voice, somebody who expects fair pay. If they just want a wallflower who'll get told what to do and sit in a corner, then I'm not the person for them. Yeah, when I was in the circus, I didn't realise this, but the boss when I was in the circus was a very misogynistic man, and I clashed with that man so much. And obviously you're living with these people as well when you're in a circus, and if I'd have done more research into who they were as a person, I probably wouldn't have took that job. They were a very, very new circus, so I didn't really know anything about the main boss. And if I had done my research, that would have been a no-no for me, because I would have known that our values don't align. So that stretch for me, whilst I loved doing that job, I also had like a lot of things that I really disliked about it, and I really disliked the way that person spoke to other performers. I really didn't like the way they specifically spoke to women. It was something that I really didn't gel with. So I now am really big on this kind of marketing. I'm going to speak my mind on my social media. That's going to piss some people off, and that's fine. They're not the people that I want to book me. The people that I want to book me are the people who have the similar values to me. We believe the same things. We like similar things. We get on with each other. I want to get on with the producers that I work with, because when you get on with people, guess what? You get more bookings. You get repeat bookings. Like, I've just done well, to be fair, I did a booking back in September for an agent, and this is somebody that I've not met before, but I've been recommended by somebody to them, and so they booked me. And then when we met, we got on really, really well. We had a really good night, really, really chatty. Since then, I've had like about 20 bookings from that person, because we gel, we get on, we have the same values, we believe the same things. It's a great atmosphere backstage. That's the kind of thing you want to be attracting. So today I want to give you the task of sitting down and thinking about these things. 1, who are you as a performer? Okay. 2, what is your specific aesthetic? If you've got multiple characters, then you need to do this for each one. All right. 3, what are your unique skills and talents? All right. What makes you unique? And 4, what are your values? What are your non-negotiables as well? Like, it's non-negotiable for me that if I see people posting like racist stuff, that I'm ever going to work with that person. I'm just not. Or homophobic stuff or misogynistic stuff. That's just not my jam. Like, no matter how much money someone's going to pay me, if it doesn't align with my values, I'm not doing that job. All right. So I need you to sit down and think about those things. That those things are integral to your brand, because tomorrow when we talk about visibility, when you're being visible on your social media or at gigs or whatever, those values need to flow through what you do. Like, if for my brand, my Successful Showgirl brand is very much about community over competition. It's very much about kindness within the industry. It's very much about being paid fairly. It's very much about being able to charge your work irrespective of how long you've been in the industry. It should go off how good your acts are, not how many free shows you've done or whatever. They are core values, and they flow through all my social media, all my tutorials. If then you met me backstage and I was being a total bitch to somebody, you're going to be like, she doesn't practice what she preaches. Like, she's not got any integrity. She's talking about community over competition, but she's slagging somebody off behind the scenes. Yeah, those values wouldn't align with you if you've been attracted to me as a person who preaches about community over competition and treating people with kindness. You'd be like, hang on a minute, this person isn't who they say they are. Yeah, and that puts people off. Whereas if you're somebody who loves bitchy behaviour and loves all that drama and stuff, you're probably going to be repelled by my Instagram, because it's very much about like coming together as a community and not competing against each other, and that there's space for all of us. And if you don't believe that, you're not going to be someone that follows me. Therefore, you're not going to buy from me. You're not going to want to be coached by me. But that's a win. That's a win for both of us, because I'm not the coach for that person if they want to get ahead in the industry by being horrible to other people. That just wouldn't be my thing, and I wouldn't be the coach for them, because I wouldn't be able to give them the support that they needed. So does that make sense? You've got to be your, I hate this word, authentic self, but you've got to be, you've got to embody your values as a person, and you've got to show them. Like, the more vocal you are about what your values are, your individuality, who you are as a person, as a performer, the more you're going to attract the right people, the more you're going to repel the wrong people, and the more easy it's going to be for you guys to find your tribe, your community, your people that you want to work with. Like, I don't remember the last time I ever applied for a job by actually sending an application off. They always just come to me now. And that's because people know when I fit their job description. I've been super visible. So tomorrow I'm going to talk to you about how to make yourself as visible as possible, increasing your visibility on socials, increasing your visibility within the industry. I'm going to discuss all those things tomorrow. So catch me tomorrow at 10 o'clock for our visibility talk, and let us know in the comments below what those 4 things. So I said, who are you as a performer? What is your aesthetic? What are your unique skills and talents? And what are your values? Write all those things down and have them somewhere so that you can always refer back to them. Sometimes when I'm a bit pissed off and someone's annoying me, I have to refer back to my values and be like, right, well, you're just going to have to suck that up. You can't be bitching about it all over the place because that's not in my values. My values are community over competition. I've just got to be like, let that person do their thing and I'm going to ignore them. Yeah? You've got to have these things in front of you sometimes to remind you, because we're all human, like we're all people, we all have like emotions and we make mistakes and things like that. But when we're doing our marketing, i.e. when we're posting on socials, when we're showing who we are as a person, we need to make sure that we're sticking with our true core beliefs and we're not reacting to things in the moment. All right, go away, do that. Let me know below what all your different things are, and I will see you all tomorrow at 10. Bye.